Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I'm going to be giving my take on the most recent CDL kickoff that just happened this past weekend. So, yeah, let's get right into it. To start, I think overall, like, this tournament was just great. Like, honestly, just the idea having 16 teams, double elim over these 2 days, which is really good, and it was really good for the scene. As so, you gotta honestly just give props to the CDL to start because, I feel like the if you've been watching the CDL the past couple seasons, you've been wanting this, and we've been wanting something like this for a while now. And I think it's been overall, it's been due, and they finally have done it. And I think overall, everyone really enjoyed it, and I don't think anyone had complaints about the actual tournament itself. And I think it was just overall really great. And yeah, I had a really good time watching the matches that I was able to watch on the entire weekend, especially on that Saturday. That Saturday was honestly, with all the games going on, it was really cool to see, especially for someone like me because I never really watched during the CWL, where I think this was honestly a common occurrence in like the past in that generation of professional Call of Duty. But to see that happening during the CDL and with these new guys, it was really fun to see. And I have to say, my one critique would be for the next time for the CDL, if they do something like this, it would be to have more than one stream going, especially for that Saturday. Because I think there was a couple games. I think there was like an LAG one that people were talking about. Like that was really down to the wire, that no one even got to saw because the CDL wasn't streaming it and there was no gameplay on it. So I think if the CDL is able to have more than one stream going, like an Alpha Bravo situation, I think that could solve that issue. Or they can just simply mandate at least one person on each team to be streaming. We got a lot of people streaming, like Shotzi, Simple streaming as well, streaming their specific POVs, and that is honestly like really great, and it would help the CDL with having every game be recorded and having the ability to watch every game that's going on. So I think that could be a simple fix for the next time because although it's really good to have all these games going on, it kind of doesn't really matter if you can't have the option to watch whatever you want, right? So I think moving forward, I think the CDL should make that little tweak, and I think it'll just make the overall weekend much more better. And the next thing I'd like to say, I think for future years, the CDL should definitely think about doing more of these online tournaments. And I thought the minors were really fun to watch last year, and they were really good. But this is just a whole nother level. And honestly, like I could see them easily doing these at least once a major with like a lower prize pool if they don't have as enough money to have a $75K tournament. But they could easily do this once a major, maybe the weekend right before a major. Like you do this double elim, 16 teams with the challengers teams to see who's looking good going into the tournament. And I think that'd be really interesting idea. And I think no one would not want that to be in the scene for each major, right? So I think that is something they should think about. And yeah, something they should think about and maybe think about implementing for future seasons, maybe even this season if it's possible, right? So, and the next thing, like I mentioned before, guys like Shotzi and Simp were streaming their POVs during this tournament, which I thought was great to see. I think it'd also be interesting if even during like the major qualifiers, if they allowed this. We know how the scene is. We know how pros are. Like there probably won't be a lot of pros who even do it. Like Shotzi might be the only one, but I just think I don't see why not. Obviously, the CDL would lose viewership on their own stream, which I don't know if that really matters because I think overall viewership in the whole scene is what really matters. I don't think really the viewership on their specific stream is what should matter, but I don't know. I feel like it could be an interesting, like, see how it goes. Shotzi would definitely stream. So I think honestly, for the fan perspective, there's no reason not to do it. So it's up to the CDL, I guess. But it's just an interesting thing to think about. And another thing I wanted to say too about this, kind of like about the GA dramas or whatever, like snipers, having snipers in this weekend was wow. Because we haven't had them since Modern Warfare 2, and so we had Modern Warfare 3 Black Ops 6 with no snipers. And wow, it just makes S&D way more interesting, and it adds a lot more depth to the gameplay. And obviously you got a lot of the pros saying like, oh, they're cheese or whatever, they're too easy to use, they're overpowered. But at the end of the day, it's a sniper. Every team's got at least one of them on the map, It's whoever's better with it. So there's still a skill gap to that thing. I mean, I was watching this weekend. No one was sniping like how Sib was sniping, like how Skies was sniping, or how Dashy was sniping. So there's already a skill gap developing with those three players and the rest of the league. So I think just overall, I think competitive wise and entertainment wise, it's better for the game. And obviously, entertainment wise, it's no brainer. I mean, having smokes in, having snipers in, it adds way more to the game mode than just simply for hitting a point like how it's been the past 3 years within the CDL. So I think, honestly, think they're gonna GA it, unfortunately, but I hope they don't because the snipers are honestly really, it was really fun to watch. And I think in this game, especially with the wall bouncing and some of the other mechanics with the movement, like you could really get some nice clips with the sniper, right? So I think they should really keep it in and see where it goes from there. I mean, hopefully they do. And I mean, I hope the league can also somehow step in and say no, like you guys cannot GA the snipers because I think other if you don't like every other person other than the pros would want the snipers in. It's just them being like how they always are, right? So hopefully that stays in the game. And another thing I wanted to mention too is about BO7 itself. I mean, this game honestly looks really, really fun competitively, and I'm excited to play it during ranked when they finally drop that. And I think this is probably the best competitive game we've had since. I mean, I thought BO6 was pretty good, but the maps were like completely horrible. But I mean, this is probably the best CDL competitive game that we've had. I mean, it's fun to watch. There's a movement skill gap, and the maps actually make sense for this game. I mean, it's obviously 3 lanes. It's simple. It's classic, and there's no BS like underground routes. It's just the 3 lane classic that we all know and love, right? So I think competitively, this is a really good game. Obviously, the guns like. I mean, it's an M15 Dravik meta. It's the same meta we've had since like Cold War, just a sub in AR, like that's how these things go. But yeah, competitive wise, this game is really good. And this isn't really regarding the CDL, but I think for Treyarch, for ranked, I mean, I think they should go all out for ranked this year and have every map that's like competitively viable in the mode. It doesn't just have to be the 5 or 6 maps that the pros play. I think they should have all the viable maps into ranked. And even the guns. Like unless a gun is completely standing out and it's like the Krig last year or other guns from recent years, like unless a gun is completely standing out, I think Treyarch should have ranked be way more content than it did last year. Because in BO6, I mean, at the near the end, it was just the Ames, Jackal, and like the same 5 maps. When there were more viable maps they could have added, and in this game, holy shit, there's like a lot of viable maps they could potentially add. So I think they should take a look at that and think about whether or not they could look to have an increased map pool within ranked, because that does extend the life cycle of the game mode, and it just makes it overall more enjoyable. So they should definitely think about adding that into the ranked rotation. And the last point I wanted to mention was about overload. I mean, I think right off the bat, Overload looks like a really good third game mode, and I think it's way better than Control, at least for this game. I mean, Control, I feel like once you get to the middle and the end of the year, like you're kind of watching the same thing every game. Like the teams run the same strategies. Like there's nothing really new to the game mode. But in Overload, it looked really, maybe it's just because it's new, but it did look really interesting, and not that every round was the exact same. So I think with the like a few small tweaks, it could be really viable. And I think a lot of people have been saying this, but for Overload, I think when you have the EMP, the time should definitely like stop. So maybe they should lower the overall time of the map. I think that'll make it way better. And they definitely got to fix the overtime. That is the biggest thing they have to fix. I mean, the fact that it goes to like a simple S&D round, it does not make any sense. You should just have to score 1 point with the EMP and that's it. So I think Treyarch have been really good this year, and I think they will make those changes to the game mode, and I think it'll be one of the best third game modes we've had since Uplink, which is nice to see. So yeah, to kind of conclude, I think overall this game is honestly really good competitive wise, and honestly I'm really excited for this season, and I think this is gonna be one of the best ones we've had in the CDL, and yeah, I think Treyarch have cooked up actually a really good game competitive wise for this year. So yeah, give me what are your guys' thoughts if you guys even watch the CDL or what you guys think. And yeah, thank you. Take care.